This nickname for the 3rd United States Infantry Regiment does not tell the complete story of these elite soldiers who are ready to fight at a moment's notice. These men and women also represent the honor, dignity, and pride of the United States Army to the citizens of the world. As the Army's official ceremonial unit, the Old Guard has a long and deep heritage as the oldest continuously serving active duty infantry unit in the United States Army. Since its beginnings in 1784, the Old Guard has fought bravely in America's conflicts, from the Old Northwest to Vietnam. Ceremonially, the Old Guard has also served honorably in times of celebration, as well as times of tragedy. Today, the Old Guard is stationed at historic Fort Myer in Arlington, Virginia, just across the Potomac River from Washington, D.C. From here, the 3rd United States Infantry Regiment demonstrates the excellence of the United States Army to the world as the standard bearer for memorial affairs, special events, and as the protector of Washington, D.C. in times of crisis. These soldiers help keep our nation's capital secure. In preparation for this possibility, rigorous combat training ensures that the Old Guard is ready at all times to accomplish its missions. This training includes tactical and technical proficiency, as well as security procedures to protect the nation's capital. Once assigned to the Old Guard, soldiers may try out for one of the regiment's 4 specialty units. The first is the Caisson Platoon, the Army's only active horse platoon in which soldiers ride the horses that draw the caissons used in full honor funerals at Arlington National Cemetery. They also ride in parades and events throughout the District of Columbia. The second platoon is the United States Army Drill Team, a dazzling precision rifle and drill platoon that trains up to 8 hours a day for its many presentations across the nation and abroad. The third platoon, one that nearly 4 million visitors come to see each year in Arlington National Cemetery, are the soldiers who serve as sentinels at the Tomb of the Unknowns, performing their 24-hour honor vigil at the tomb. For this duty, these elite soldiers must qualify to wear the Army's second least awarded badge, the Tomb Guard Identification Badge, which may take each soldier up to 9 months to qualify for. The fourth unit is the Continental Color Guard, who wear colonial uniforms and carry the nation's colors and historic brown bess muskets as they perform its ceremonies throughout the United States. The regiment also has a 5th platoon, but this is open only to indirect fire infantrymen and is the Presidential Salute Battery. As soldiers, they're combat trained to provide indirect fire support for infantry operations, but when not in the field, fire up to 300 ceremonial event honor salutes each year. In addition to these special platoons, the Old Guard has 2 companies patterned after the colonial era. The first is the Old Guard Fife and Drum Corps, whose soldiers dress in the uniform of the colonial musicians and meticulously arrange and play colonial music during their many performances at home and abroad. The second unit is the Commander-in-Chief's Guard, patterned after President George Washington's personal guard, which also performs in period uniform at numerous events. When not performing, soldiers assigned to these units also become members of the Old Guard Regiment's marching companies, whose daily duties include providing funeral honors in Arlington National Cemetery, marching in ceremonies throughout the National Capital Region, as well as maintaining their infantry skills. Old Guard soldiers also share their knowledge and expertise by training military and non-military units throughout the United States. All these units portray the honor, glory, ceremony, and respect given to distinguished Americans and members of the United States military, past and present. To become a member of this renowned regiment, you must first be an active duty, disciplined soldier with a high level of military bearing and mental and physical stamina. That qualifies you as the best of the best. Specific requirements include a height of 5'10" to 6'4" for male soldiers and 5'8" to 6'2" for females. Status is active duty, regular Army. A GT score of 110 or above. An APFT score of 230 or higher. No permanent physical injury, shaving problem, or facial hair. No record of back or knee problems. The ability to perform ceremonial functions without glasses, though contact lenses will be provided. No civil convictions. The desire to volunteer for the assignment. And a valid position for your MOS and grade within the Old Guard. Soldiers meeting these criteria will be evaluated on a case-by-case basis. The Old Guard also employs a full headquarters company to support the regiment. And within this company are more than 20 military occupational specialties soldiers can apply for. With MOSs like cook, wheeled vehicle mechanic, combat documentation, and administrative specialist among those needed. In addition to the numerous sites and historical locations to visit in the National Capital Region, duty with the Old Guard offers excellent living conditions with newly renovated barracks and dining facilities, plus several colleges available through the Fort Myer Education Center. To apply, the recruiting office at Fort Myer will supply you with an application packet and answer any questions you have. Are you ready to be the face of the United States Army to our nation and the world? If so, then maybe you can become the newest member of the oldest and proudest infantry regiment in the United States Army.